is enough said.
What's up, Heat Nation? Your boy Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Would really appreciate the support, you guys. If you can like the video, don't forget to subscribe. You know the drill. We got video number 2 of the day, you guys, because I got another topic. Now let's rock and roll on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Now, for those of you that haven't seen it, I did post a video earlier today talking about the Miami Heat's 2025 draft pick. How many draft picks are we going to have? How can we keep certain draft pick? All that is in the video earlier today. So if you haven't checked that out, when you're done with this video, go give it a view. Don't forget to like as well. Now, this episode, we're talking about something different. I think we're going to have a little fun. The subject is Terry Rozier. And the topic of Terry Rozier is that there was a report that came out earlier today and this came from the Miami Heat front office, that it was reported that the Miami Heat have admitted that they've made a mistake trading for Terry Rozier. I'm sure every Heat fan that read that or saw that saw the same thing. Thought the same thing, excuse me. Duh. We all know that. But look, Terry Rozier is not a god-awful basketball player. I feel that every player that makes the NBA is because they have a different ability that not a lot of people have. There's certain amount of players that are allowed to get to the NBA. A lot of people that have great talent don't make the NBA. So just because Terry Rozier is having a bad season with the Miami Heat doesn't mean that he's a garbage player. It just means that maybe he's not in the right system. You've seen players evolve and do so well in this Miami Heat system. And when they go to other teams, they suck ass because those teams don't know how to use them. And here's what I want to talk about Terry Rozier, you guys. It was reported on ESPN's recent podcast with Brian Windhorst and Tim Bontemps. Wow, Tim Bontemps. Sorry. So this was something that they talked about in their podcast, The Hoops Collective. Terry Rozier, he's nowhere near the player the Miami Heat thought they traded for. An executive recently told ESPN's Tim Bontemps and Brian Windhorst. His poor play has played a bigger role than gets noticed for their season. Now, another report that I want to read for you guys is amid his poor play, Rozier has started 17 of the team's games. If this season ended today, his assist percentage would be the worst of his career, PER second worst, effective field goal percentage third worst, and true shooting percentage fourth worst. Now, look, Terry Rozier was a guy that broke out with the Boston Celtics. He had a great playoff series with them back in 2018. He was the backup point guard, and he was a guy that was getting recognized as one of the best backup point guards in the NBA. He was also with Boston in 2019, had a down year, but then he goes to the Charlotte Hornets and he excels. You know, his first season with Charlotte, he averaged 18 points a game. He was with Charlotte for 5 years. 5 years, and in those 5 years, he was averaging about over 20 points a game almost each season. His final year, the 23-24 season, the year that the Miami Heat traded for him, he was having his best season. 23.2 points a game, 6.5 assists, 4 rebounds. He was shooting 36% from the three-point line, 46% from the field. So the Miami Heat were seeing that their 2023-2024 season was lackluster. You were coming off of that high of the 2023 the 2023 playoffs with that magical Cinderella run as an 8th seed. So when you saw that team, you thought this team needs another scorer. They got their ass whooped against Denver in the finals. That was because of 2 reasons. They didn't have scoring. They didn't, they also didn't have any bigs. You know, Denver was just eating them alive in the paint. But there was a third reason. Jimmy Butler was just exhausted at that point. He found out his dad had cancer. He was exhausted after playing a 7-game series against the Boston Celtics. You didn't really get him in the finals. But I digress. So that off season, you were trying to go after Damian Lillard for months. Didn't work. So now you go into the regular season with Kyle Lowry as your starting point guard, and you lost Gabe Vincent, the guy who was your starting point guard the year prior. So it left you with a hole. So the Miami Heat ended trading up Kyle Lowry and a 2000 and a future first-round draft pick that was unprotected to the Charlotte Hornets. Ugh! You gave up a future first-round draft pick for Terry Rozier. Fine. We all thought this is going to work. Terry's going to bring this offensive punch that we're going to need. And this asshole got hurt a few days before the playoffs. He got injured before the 2024 playoffs. Jimmy Butler gets injured in the play-in game against the Philadelphia 76ers. That was just a garbage-ass year, man. It was a bad season last year. But what did we think? Give this team some time to recuperate. They're going to be off from April to November, or the end of October. Well, no, November. They're going to be off for months. This team healthy is going to be dangerous. Jimmy, Bam, Terry Rozier, Tyler Hero. And that blew up in our face. It didn't work. It just didn't work. Terry Rozier, you guys, has proven that he's not a great fit with this Miami Heat team. Look, guys, I'll be honest with you guys. His 2 years in the Miami Heat, it's not like he's averaging like 5 points a game. Last year, 31 games with the Heat, he averaged 16.4 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4.5 assists. I thought that was solid. This season, he's played 47 games, averaging 28.5 minutes a game, 12.4 points, 4 assists. No, excuse me, 4 rebounds and 2.9 assists. 2.9 assists, that's god-awful. But for Terry Rozier. But look, I mean, when you look at a player and you think 12.5 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, not horrible numbers, not god-awful numbers. Those are god-awful numbers for a guy that's making $26 million. That's the problem. It's the same thing with Kyle Lowry. It's Kyle Lowry 2.0. You're overpaying for a guy who's not playing well. It's the same crap. You traded Kyle Lowry for a younger Kyle Lowry who's not even as good as Kyle Lowry was at that age. Fuck! It's just frustrating. You want to rip your hair off. You get annoyed, you guys. But here is the positive thing. Terry Rozier's contract is not fully guaranteed next season. It's only if the Miami Heat make the second round of the playoffs and Terry Rozier plays 73 games, or 70 games, I believe. So it's not fully guaranteed, but it is guaranteed at $24 million. But his contract becomes expiring after this season. So in the offseason, you guys, you're going to see a lot of trade rumors with Terry Rozier, I feel. The Heat might try to move Terry Rozier because expiring players, you guys, I've mentioned this so many times before, but I'll say it again. Why do teams want to trade for expiring players, especially in the NBA's new collective bargaining agreement? Well, that player gets off your books the final year. You could also trade that player to another team. You could also buy out that player and get those numbers off your books. Teams that are looking at this salary, this new NBA collective bargaining agreement, and they're trying to get some, trying to move some numbers, shed some numbers, Terry Rozier might be a good option for them. Terry Rozier is a good option for a Charlotte team like that. He could still average over 20 points a game. It's just got to be with a team that sucks. Terry Rozier is not a guy, I feel, that you can put in the winning culture in the Miami Heat or a culture like we had. He's not that same player in Boston, I feel. Boston, he played a role. I feel like he's become a player that he feels like he should be the guy, and he's not that dude. But I don't hate him. I don't think he's a garbage player. I just think he doesn't fit well on this roster. Honestly. We tried starting him next to Tyler. That obviously didn't work because they're basically the same player. You tried bringing him off the bench. I think that works more, bringing Terry off the bench. But now that we traded for Davion Mitchell, it's kind of like, do we really need Terry Rozier? Seriously? I don't know. I mean, he has some good games, but there's a lot of games where I'm scratching my head and I want to just reach my hands through the screen and choke him. No disrespect, but good Lord. So I hope he's able to turn it around. But Heat Nation, I want to hear from you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this Terry Rozier report. Do you guys hate Terry Rozier on this team? Do you like Terry Rozier on this team? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I know a lot of you have made some funny-ass comments about Terry Rozier that has had me die laughing. So please, get in the comments and do your best. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, you guys. Click that notification bell to get all my updates. Appreciate the love and support. Till next time, your boy Ernest out, and that is enough said.